Okay, welcome back. We're going to do more Python lists and indexing. The very first thing I want you to do, you should have your Google Colab open. I've got a challenge for you. Two challenges, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to state the challenges, then I want you to put me on pause and actually go do them. So the first one, create a list of the numbers 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34. You might recognize that list. And then print the list starting at index 3, reading every other entry. That's challenge number 1. Challenge number 2, using the same list, 1, 1, 2, 3, etc. Start at index -1 and read backwards to index -6. Put me on pause, go do this. Okay, now that I'm off pause, I'll show you what my solution might look like. So I'm going to call this the Fibonacci list. Equals, all right, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. Yes, there are more efficient ways to create the Fibonacci numbers, but we're not there yet. All right, so there's my Fibonacci list. Okay, my solution to the first challenge problem is, let's see here, that is the Fibonacci list. And now it wanted me to start at index 3, reading every other entry, but it doesn't tell me where to stop. So I'm going to assume that means go to the end. So start at index 3, stop at the end, so list nothing there, and go every other. So I'm going to read by 2s. And I'm going to print my guy named solution 1. Okay, there he is. Let's also print this one. Print the original list. That way I've got something to point at here. So index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. There's index 3. And I'm going to read every other. So 3, and then 8, skip the 13, then 21, skip the 34, and I'm out of the list, so that's it. Okay, then my next one, my solution 2 is, let's see here, that's going to be my Fibonacci list. Now it said start at index -1, read backwards to index number 6. But remember, if I put -6 here, I said -6, it won't read that one. It's going to go to everyone except that one. But I want to see what the answer is. And I'm reading backwards, so instead of reading forward by 1, I'm reading backwards by 1. Let's see what that gives me first. Okay, so this is index -1, that's a 34, index -2, -3, -4, -5. Notice it didn't read index -6, but if I want to get all the way back to it, I need to read back to index -7. So -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Okay, now we've got lists going in reverse. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully you got those correct. Okay, let's talk about the range command. This one's going to be quite handy in Python. So I'm going to do, I'll call it my range is equal to range of. Now, there's a lot of help documentation that shows up when you type a Python command. Some of it's a little bit confusing the first time you see it. What I usually do is I read these top 2 lines right here. And that usually gives me a sense of what's going on. And then I'm going to read this. So return an object that produces a sequence of integers from the start to the stop. Inclusive at the start, exclusive at the stop. So if I did, for example, range of 0, 10, it's going to give me a sequence of integers from the start, inclusive. So I'm going to include 0, to the stop, exclusive, by the step. Now the step is the last one, and the square brackets there mean optional. So if I leave it off, it's going to go in steps of 1. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to print my range. Let's see what it does. Wow, that's obnoxious. It just says range of 0 to 10. But the range command gives me a sequence of integers. So what if I say, hey, Python, turn that into a list for me? Aha, there we go. Okay, a little weird. But the range command gave me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, inclusive at the start, exclusive at the end. I told it to go to 10, it went to 9. Now let me move this back up here so I can run both of them at the same time. Okay, I run it. So what happens if I did like 0, 5? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. If I did 0, 50, there it went. There's all the numbers out to 49. Wonderful. If I did 0, 500. Well, they're here. And I scroll. Okay, this is ridiculous. I don't want to do that. Right? But it would take me out to 499. Now, what if I gave it a step? Notice that the step is in square brackets. That's optional. It goes by ones if the step is omitted. So what if I went by twos? So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. It can't get me to 10. It was going to go to 9. From 8 to 10 is not going to get there. So if I actually wanted 10, what if I put 11 here? There we go. Okay, so the range command is kind of nice if you've got a sequence of integers. And now, of course, I can call on it just like a list. So if I wanted to print my range of 0, colon 3. Ooh, now that's a little interesting because it gives me another range object here. So what if I wrap that in a list? Okay, so start at 0, go by threes. So 0, 1, 2, 3, there we go. 4, 5, oop, the next one's off the list. Okay, the advantage to a range object is that this doesn't store all of the numbers in Python, so it's actually kind of memory efficient. It only actually gives you all of the numbers if you literally ask for it, so something like this. Okay. There's going to be one more video here where I show you how to do append, remove, and insert, but for right now, that is the end of this video.